Namaskar, I'm Anubhav Ranjan and you're watching Ritam. As the state of Jharkhand inches closer to the upcoming polls, tensions are high and the stakes even higher. In the state's tribal heartland, particularly in districts like Sahibganj, Dumka and Pakur, conversations are increasingly centered on issues of illegal immigration, cultural clashes and what some are calling a demographic shift. This shift has sparked a fresh wave of concerns among Jharkhand's tribal and Hindu communities, with many pointing to changing patterns in their communities that feel unfamiliar and unsettling. For some, these concerns translate to a growing emphasis on preserving tribal and cultural identity amidst fears of Bangladeshi infiltration, which is reportedly reshaping the demographic balance in critical areas like the Santhal Pargana. Here, Hindu families, though few in numbers, report feeling increasingly isolated, surrounded by predominantly Muslim population. Stories of struggle echo through the villages, with residents sharing accounts of limited access to facilities such as wells and growing restrictions on traditional livelihoods like fishing. In several villages, local Hindu families have raised concerns about the increasing influence of madrasas and mosques, often pointing to visible changes in the landscape where they say Hindu homes are vanishing. In Mansingha, for instance, a Hindu resident shared how the presence of new religious structures has heightened cultural pressures. One resident, Ashok Chaudhary, spoke of how local festivities and traditions including Chhath Puja face growing resistance, with the community battling to keep these traditions alive. For many, these demographic shifts are more than numbers, they represent a deeper cultural transformation. A recent report by organizer highlights how some Hindu residents, vastly outnumbered, continue to face challenges to their cultural practices, such as limitations on festival music and public celebrations. Dhani Chaudhary, another resident, shared his long-standing practice of paying a local tax to access fishing grounds, a practice he says dates back years but has become increasingly burdensome. Economic hardship has further complicated the scenario for Jharkhand's tribal population. According to data from the Reserve Bank of India, unemployment rates in Jharkhand continue to outpace the national average, particularly in urban areas. The state's per capita income, meanwhile, lags significantly behind, with many tribal households relying on low-wage seasonal labor. Migration out of Jharkhand is high, with the 2011 census recording over 17 lakh residents leaving the state in search of better job opportunities. For men, employment remains the primary reason for migration, while a majority of women move for marriage. The BJP argues that illegal immigration has intensified the challenges faced by these communities. They claim that unregulated settlements are steadily altering the region's demographic fabric, pushing the tribal population further into economic and social margins. In response, the ruling Jharkhand Mukti Morcha, led by Chief Minister Hemant Soren, has dismissed these concerns as fear-mongering, instead of promising economic support like financial aid for women and higher minimum support prices for farmers. As election day approaches, the question remains, will these deeply rooted concerns over demographic shifts, religious tensions and economic hardship influence the tribal vote in Jharkhand? With 28 seats reserved for scheduled tribes in the assembly, the outcome could hold significant implications for the region's future and ultimately its cultural fabric. Jai Hind.